this is one of the things I'm just never sure on with Shanna. It's like, if I have Shanna and Squirrel Girl, I feel like I'm probably just not supposed to play the Squirrel Girl, yeah? Otherwise, I risk overfilling. Gotta leave space for all the ebony maws. Yep. Agent of Chaos in me wants to do this, but I think it's worse for us than them, so I guess we won't. For jamming, right? Average hood deck is a sentry deck, so generally speaking, you want to play around that whenever possible. Alright, we have Kazar, and then we have Mockingbird and Gilgamesh here, so we'll snap it up. I'd assume you'd want crossbones if you're missing colorless deck. How big is this boy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. He's only 16. Wait a minute. 5, 6, 7, 8. 17? Oh, baby. Chat, that's a Gilgamesh buff diff right there. So long as Nico lives, we win the left? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Big Gilgamesh. I have Kazar into Blue Marvel into Squirrel Girl Gilgamesh. Yeah, I think we stick to the course. I gotta force you to put Gilgamesh into Dark Dimension. No, I can Nocturne, yeah? I can Nocturne the Dark Dimension here. Right, can I get a fact check on that? If next turn, if I do this, these will flip before my other cards, right? That's how that works? I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Ah, the downside is not getting to play Mockingbird. It's a little sad. Although, honestly, the way this works out, do I want to do this? I go -3 here to 10, and then I get 4 up to 14 and 2 up to 16. A bunch over here. I guess this. That's a weak one. That is much smaller than Gilgamesh. Yeah. Half as big as Gilgamesh is, chat. This little itty bitty baby Red Hulk that they nerfed. Actually, he's technically bigger. He's technically bigger than he was pre-OTA, right? He would have been 9 in the last OTA, before the last OTA. You snapped me? You dare challenge Gilgamesh? Think they're hot shit because they got a 16 power Hulk. Gilgamesh don't care about no Hulk. Nocturne the Mines. No, they're probably passing this turn. They're still not passing? Holy crap. The freaking greed. Yeah, Nebula Big gets 2 bigger at least. Okay. Cool. All right. Victory. Just making sure I'm not missing something. And it could have beaten you right tick. That way I wasn't fully done with my turn. We would definitely want to make sure we beat Annihilus there. I was mostly still just like parsing what their snap and sequencing was there. It was a little baffling. Circe is probably not a top meta card. She's a card that's pretty fun and likely has a home alongside Annihilus and Sentry. So if you like playing Sentry stuff, Circe's a fine pickup. If you don't love playing Sentry stuff, easy pass. I think that's the appropriate way to approach what cards you should be getting or skipping in Marvel Snap. Identifying the types of decks that they're good in, and then deciding if that is a style of deck that you personally enjoy. Yeah, I personally think Circe is a way more interesting way to play Sentry than Annie is. I enjoy the play pattern with her a lot more. Because of the stupid Strange Academy, if I put Shanna here, I'm gonna fill here and here. So I think I put her here. So I can have the option to play into the throne room still. Is it just call middle? Why would it be just call middle? How do I win the game on the last turn with that, especially if they have something like Shang? I'll snap before I show up Shadow King. Make him pay for the tech card. Read the deck. Raven is 6 here. Unfortunately, I can only play one card. Is 9. Gilgamesh is 12. Definitely mute the Boomer Snapper. My question is whether or not I want to stay. We're up 11 in the middle. I'm a bit concerned about something like Shang on the right. I have plenty of tickets. Cool snap. Nice. Yeah, alright. Got it. Gamers, what are you gonna do about them? You prefer to play Conquest or Ranked? I'd prefer to play matches that were best of one, like Ranked is. But the problem is, Snap doesn't have a super wide matchmaking pool when you get towards the top of the ladder. So if I sit and play Ranked all day, I'll start hitting a lot of repeat opponents, which makes the experience less good. So I end up playing Conquest so we can hit a wider range of people to play against. I'm really looking forward to the new Deadpool Diners mode that's coming. And when you hit like the top 1,000 or so, your matchmaking pool gets kind of narrow. Is the Cersei Pixie deck a real deck or a meme? I mean, I think the Annihilus Pixie deck was good before Cersei, and Cersei felt like an upgrade to it. That seems fine. Might be a Nico Eat Dazzler angle. We'll see. We draw Shadow King. Shadow King or Squirrel Girl would be our best top deck here. Well, shit. Is there a better color replacement than Crossbones? There is not. But Shanna and Squirrel Girl actually do a pretty good job of helping you be winning at least one of your lanes. So I'd expect you're able to play Crossbones on curve a good amount of the time, so you just spread out everywhere. You've been playing the game since release. I've technically been playing the game since before it released. There was a semi-lengthy closed beta period for Snap that ran from like May of 22 until October when they had their full release. Killmonger popping out early is good for us. Honestly, I think I'm gonna snap them here. I think the Killmonger matchup is hard for us in general. Maybe Shadow King can steal some wins, so I think anytime we're playing a match here where they've already spent that card, I want to try and take advantage of it. They destroy with Shang, baby. I really can't afford to play around stuff like Shang, chat. When a matchup is terrible for you, you really can't sit there and like hem and haw over the little things like that. You just gotta accept that you're gonna eat shit sometimes and take your lumps. Here I gotta decide, do I want a Blue Marvel or do I want a Shanna? Guess I could also Khazar Ant-Man. I think I want a Blue Marvel to leave myself the option to play for the center. I have 4 cards that didn't start in my deck in play, so if we top deck Mockingbird, I could actually still Shanna Ant-Man Mockingbird next turn, which is appealing. Their best play here is obviously Venom or Shang. So they're plus what here? They're, that's 17 on me. So this is 10, and this is 6, so that's short. Gilgadaddy, does Gilgadaddy do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now he's only 16. I guess this wins the center. But do we think 16 holds the right and 5 holds the left? It probably does, yeah. Because they don't have any extra energy, so if they play null, I win whichever side they don't play null to. They'd have to put 17 here while beating 5 here. Yeah, null's not that big.
Victory.
While Discord is 100% social media, I think there's definitely a very fine distinction between media that is social and media that is algorithmically powered to try and keep you glued to your screen for an optimal amount of time. So while, yes, Discord is objectively social media, I think I think chat rooms in general qualify as media that is social. 100% by the strictest definition of it. There's just like a lot of the times when people refer to social media, what they're actually talking about is algorithmically powered stuff. So it's a different class of thing than Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, etc. We actually don't moderate that much in the Hooglandia Discord server. The fact that we moderate here on the Twitch channel means that people who would be problematic almost never make it into the actual Discord server by paying me money. Playing a Valentino Loki deck that used Professor X and Cannonball as a backup plan. Now that the sun has set that on combo, do you have advice on a solid Loki deck? I mean, Loki hasn't been good in a long time. I'm also definitely not the person to ask about that. I would recommend, I think I saw KM Best playing Loki last night. But in general, Loki hasn't had good stats since they changed his interaction with the Collector. Can you elaborate on your decision to play Nocturne over Mockingbird on turn 3 against a Killmonger deck? I wanted to get rid of the location that was moving my cards that was problematic for me. And if they Killmongered me on turn 3 against my Squirrel Girl, that was good for me, so I wanted it to happen. The earlier their Killmonger happens, the better it is for me. It does look like the card text isn't updating. I will send a message about that. I think this is beneficial for me. I'm gonna snap. Your start's also not great. Play Cerebro 7 today. I don't think Cerebro 7 is on my to-do list for today. I think my intention is to mostly try and play things that I think are potentially good. Do I want to get rid of Luke's Spar? Nah, probably not. This is the highest cube rate deck on Untapped, that is. Quasi, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Make sure you have your sword. Why not Nico Break? Because our deck is more likely to put more stats into Luke's bar than theirs is, yeah? How about I do this, and then next turn I could go Squirrel Girl, Gilgamesh, and then like Ant-Man, Dazzle. I can do a bunch of stuff next turn. I like this a lot. It locks me up on the right, but I think it leaves me. It makes sure that my opponent has priority. Yeah, I'm killing Nocturne on purpose, Chad. I want to draw cards, and I want to make sure I explicitly don't have priority going into this next turn. So I need to dodge Killmonger, and I want my Shadow King to be as good as possible. So I am making very explicit choices this game to make sure that I do not have priority going into the last turn. Ooh, they're X-23 jumping. I wasn't expecting that. Fuck. I need to draw Shadow King now.
Opponent snapped.
I might die here, but I really don't want to play infinite matches against Destroy with my deck, so I'm just gonna let it ride. Maybe it'll work out, but I assume we're dead to null. Oh, you know what? I should have put Ant-Man. Oh, I guess they can't null and Killmonger, yeah? Or could they have? I don't know. Either way, Gilgamesh, I choose you. I thought for sure they were gonna null Killmonger, but they played themselves, so GG, get wrecked. No, they had enough energy, right? They had 7 energy. They could have played this for 5 and Killmonger for 2. They already Killmongered. They Killmongered into Luke's bar, for the love of God, Twitch chat. If you're going to assert that I'm wrong, at the very least be paying attention to the stream. This isn't even about being greedy. It's just wrong. We were deterministically dead to null plus their Killmonger again, yeah? They're minus 12 here. But they'd be at, say the X-23 goes back here, they'd kill 4, 13, 9. Yeah. Yeah, we'd have lost. Whatever. I'll take my infinite ticket. You can take some adverts. We're gonna play a little bit more of this one when we get back, and then we'll change over to the next thing. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be trying lots of different deck ideas post-OTA today. The Deadpool was free at 8 Powerball. It was definitely free. I don't know how many stats it was. Not quite sure what they were doing. They were too busy boomer snapping to make good plays, I suppose. Imagine getting 10-0'd by the Squirrel Girl Shanna deck with your Killmonger Destroy deck. Couldn't be them. Someone asked a question about Loki, so I'm gonna run to the bathroom, but I wanted to share this post from the second dinner team from Glenn, because I think it's hilarious. We'll talk about it when I get back, BRB. So, all right, hold on. There's still an Admiral going. We'll talk about this in a second. We'll talk about it in a second because I think I got some opinions here. Put me on the other side so we can have the full answer here. So something that's very common among the sweaty grinders at the top of the Marvel stat metagame, and you'll see them. I was watching a stream last night to give some prefix, and to paraphrase the content creator I was watching, they said something along the lines of, some creators don't think Loki is very good because they're not playing at the top of the ladder. And for reference, to give you my position, I'm currently ranked 500, haven't played much ladder post-Infinite. I generally finish in the ladder in the top 1,000, which means when I choose to play the ladder, I'm regularly queuing into people who are double-digit ranked and sometimes even single-digit ranked, who are often playing Loki. And what's definitely true is there are a handful of people at the very top of the ladder who play a lot of Loki because it's a deck that they enjoy and it's the deck that they win the most with. And part of the reason why I actually don't play ladder and I play Conquest is because you don't queue into a lot of different people when you're at the top of the ladder and you're the top 1,000. If I do an 8-hour stream and I only played ladder for 8 hours, the number of people I would queue into on the ladder versus Conquest is like half or less. Like it's far fewer raw unique opponents, meaning you hit far fewer raw unique number of decks when you're up towards the top. And this message from Glenn here, I think, is so important. The players at the top of Infinite would perform equally well with a variety of decks. And that is something that people that talk about it, act like Loki's a problem, really don't seem to understand. Is yes, some of the best players in the game play a lot of Loki, but those players would win a lot with anything, so sure, they're winning a lot with Loki, because they're some of the best players in the game, and they're grinding the game constantly. And a lot of the people that talk about it like Loki's a problem just can't take a step back and realize, oh, it feels like it's a problem because I'm queuing into my same narrow matchmaking pool and my band's at the top of the thing. In my experience playing into those people playing Loki hasn't felt problematic from a power level perspective since they disconnected him from the collector. The thing that actually feels powerful in the Loki deck that usually beats me are their tech cards and the random generation from Agent Coulson, giving them a wide output range that's difficult to predict. When the Loki deck Lokis me, I can look at my deck and I can know my output range, and it's fine and reasonable to play around it, and the data shows this. None of the Loki stats of the public trackers have been problematic for a very long time, and Glenn has given comments to this effect in a few different times that this is the case. It also really makes me chuckle as someone who consumes way too much social media is that people often tell me I act like I think I know everything, but there's so many content creators that like will read this message from Glenn and be like, nah, Glenn's wrong. In fact, at one point in one of like the content creator chats in the second dinner server, there was a high-ranked ladder grinder that basically told Glenn he doesn't understand the data that he's looking at and Loki's problematic. I can't post it. I can only paraphrase because it's technically NDA'd what goes on in there. I can't share any specifics, but it's just like, good God. Just like the raw amount of arrogance you have to say that to one of the devs is just like incredible. Deep in the Dunning-Kruger Valley. It's unfair to say that it was just a high-level ladder grinder. It was Dara. Dara's the one that told Glenn he didn't understand his own data. I'm gonna blast him off because he's a turd burglar in so many ways. All right, let's play some more. Let's play some more Conquest with this, and then we'll queue up the next one. I'm gonna let this deck get as far as it can get through one more gold Conquest, and then we'll shift gears and try the next thing. I've got like half a dozen decks imported. And if we burn through all of those, we can look on a depth some more. Grammy, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Draxar, thank you for the entire year. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Welcome back. I think the fairest conclusion to draw about Loki is Loki has patterns that really appeal to the most competitive player psychographic. I think not only is that true Violet Journey, that it largely appears to the competitive player demographic, but I think Loki specifically as a card is also very good against, Loki as a card is very good against a lot of the types of decks that other top players enjoy playing. Like Loki at this point, since he's now been divorced from Collector, is essentially a tech card. He's a card that's good against specific types of things, and the types of things he's good against, competitive players really enjoy. He's good into like random tech card mush, high individual quality cards, essentially. I don't know what they're doing, but I feel like it's Wong stuff in general is probably not a great matchup for our deck. What should I replace Nocturne with here? If you're going to replace Nocturne in this deck, you should replace her with Snow Guard or another card that can interact with locations, because it's important for this kind of deck that you have a way to get rid of Limbo. Oh, you know, putting Martyr in my Ant-Man path was probably a mistake. They hit a Sandman, so we're probably okay. Nocturne's role in this, and that's the key to replacing Nocturne when you're looking at decks, is figuring out what roles she's serving. Sometimes she's multiple, but generally speaking, Nocturne in a deck is either primarily a mover or primarily a location variance mitigator. And in this deck, she's the second. Not only does she get rid of Limbo, but she gets rid of things like Crimson Cosmos, which makes it easier for your cards to get into hard-to-reach places. Yeah, this deck. So, Snow Guard is the optimal replacement if you have her, because she also lets you get into Crimson Cosmos. Just doing Wog Circe stuff. I'm gonna snap them. Our hand's pretty good. Is Gilgamesh a real card? So, I don't think the question that needs to be answered is Gilgamesh a real card? I think the question that needs to be answered is, are the types of decks that enable Gilgamesh playable? Gilgamesh is definitely a strong Marvel Snap card. There Shanna goes, fisting herself again on stream, chat. Trying to get me freaking TOS tier. Pardon? Okay, so they're Circeing here. Ooh, that's a piece of candy. It's just this, yeah? This gives her +6. That's less than doing this, actually, yeah? Because this gives +4 here, but then it also gives more over here. Yeah, I think this is better.
Victory.
I just wanted to count, chat. I just wanted to count. Take a second and count your output ranges. So generically, this location is very good for us, but I don't currently have Squirrel Girl or Shanna, which are the droids we're looking for to have a really strong. Yeah, yikes. Okay, if we draw a Shanna next turn, we can snap, but otherwise we're vibing for now. Yeah, Nocturne lets us unlock the rest of the game. How wet is the driveway? We are at a point where the driveway is fully curing, I think is the appropriate word. I guess I would have won. It's like, what the fuck just popped up in my hand? Time theater. Do I snap them, actually? I think Blue Marvel into Gilgamesh wins most of the time, yeah?
Snap. Opponent snapped.
It's actually kind of unlucky. I was hoping to draw a rock there. 2, 3. Oh, I guess he's only 12. I'm adding 12, 13, adding 17 here up to 28. There's no way Cersei beats 28. Says local man about to be Shang-Chi'd. Alright, Gilga Chad's bonus. Gilga Chad's bonus did not matter here. So that's nice. Oh, right! The Inferni video just went up. Gamers! If you enjoy what I do and you want an easy way to support it, make sure you check out the sponsored video on the Hoaglandia Snap channel today. I assume non-Snap content's going to struggle there a little bit, so... Game's also kind of unique and sweet. Enjoyed our stream time with it. The thumbnail is also a banger. Editor did a good job with it. What's a good Nico replacement? Just any other 1 energy card. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure Nico's even good in this deck. It's kind of lacking on things to destroy to draw cards or turn into demons. R squared. Thank you for the 10 months. Welcome back. Hawkeye. You probably have a hardish type triggering Hawkeye. I'd probably go like Iceman or Echo or something disruptive. Nebula would be fine too. You should definitely prioritize buying Nico, though. There is a reason why in my Series 4-5 tier list, there is a Nico tier alone at the top. She is very good and very unique. I think it's this. I think it's this. I think it's this.
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna snap before I shot a chat. Because my mama didn't raise no coward.
Victory.
How's the current Monger situation? Basically just a destroy. Not a super common card. Squirrel Girl first in case of 0. No, I want a Squirrel Girl second there in case of 0, because I'd rather 0 Squirrel Girl than my Blue Marvel on turn 5. Yo, chat. They have our Gilga Chad. I'm probably supposed to dazzle around too.
Escape.
The morph implies they could be negative, yeah. Unironically, Squirrel Girl is one of the worst cards you can hit off of Shanna. Because Shanna's biggest downside is that she fills your board a lot.
Breaking news.
Shauna is still looking unplayable. Shauna's looking high variance. My jury is out on playability. Would Shauna be better if she didn't put a 1 cost in her own lane? Yeah, definitely. Inferno looks so different than other card games thanks to Riva. It is genuinely one of the more unique things I've ever played. It looks like Jeff was taking shots from a Jack Daniel bottle. You try reading fucking Twitch chat for 8 to 10 hours a day, and then you come talk to me about drinking. All right, what are we doing here? I don't think I have time to play 2 more Mockingbirds. I guess I do if they White Widow me though, yeah? I think it's this. Do I snap them? I'm gonna snap them.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I actually think it's incredibly rude to children when you compare people on the internet to children. Because children, generally speaking, mean well and don't intend malice in the things that they do. Whereas people on the internet, generally speaking, don't mean well and definitely intend malice a lot of the time. I genuinely don't get how Twitch and YouTube make grown adults act with such degeneracy. It's because regular person plus anonymity plus an audience equals a frothing at the mouth asshole. Where are they gonna White Widow me again is the question. They could do it left and then I'm in trouble. I think I'm just supposed to BM. I think they're gonna I think they're gonna White Widow me left. That's such a high upside line. I'll just leave if they White Widow me center. Damn. Oh. Rats! I have to leave anyways. Punish for not playing Blue Marvel, huh? Gilgamesh maybe would have let us win the game otherwise. Gotta leave now. It's a good reason to play Blue Marvel on 5. What does Gilgamesh do? He gets bigger for every card you have in play that has its power increased. So on this board, he'd only get +1 because Ant-Man's currently the only one with the power increase. So when you have Blue Marvel out, he gets bigger for every card on your board, which can be quite large. The bot reload is not currently working. The bot maintainer is looking into it. Oh, I forgot I have the season pass Gilgamesh. Do I? I gotta double check. Yeah, we do. You're right. If you're missing Cull Obsidian, you can replace it with Crossbones. M-Charm, thanks for the brand new Prime. And there's a ton of people you can send that to every month. Thanks for sending it this way this month.
Victory.
Folks like you with that direct support is a big part of why this is able to be my job every day. Hey, Milt, if you cleared stage 2-6 in the sponsored promo, slide into my DMs if you're an active sub and send me a screenshot of you finishing it, and then I'll hook you up with the sub gift once your current sub expires. Unfortunately, Twitch as a platform doesn't let me gift subs to people who currently have them. Deck is now named Gilgamesh in my collection. I should warn you that I do not own the NFT to this deck. I did download it off of Untapped. So I don't have permission to give it to you. And there is a real chance that if you play it, the cops are going to show up at your door for downloading a deck. Fucking Shanna, chat. What a card. What a card. Of all the cards in Marvel Snap, Shanna is certainly one of them.
Escaped.
You can Shadow King the Cult. We don't have time to Shadow King the Cult, chat. Alright, I'm gonna snap on one here because 3-8 is not a winnable game state, so we're going to win this one, or we're going to lose the match, so let's just try and win this one.
Victory.
Opponent's been incredibly conservative with their retreats. They definitely understand the mechanic well. And now we don't really have to auto snap, because if we end up having to retreat this game, will be 3-6, which is still winnable. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people who come from the ladder especially don't understand about mechanically in Conquest, is when you need to like snap based on your position in the health totals. How many infinite tickets do you have? I think we have like 9 or 10. I don't know. I don't really keep track. We just play a lot of Conquest here and eventually make it through. Nocturne middle because they run White Widow. Nah, I think they probably would have Widowed on too. I want to just get rid of the Space Throne. The Space Throne generically is a much worse location for us than them, so. We're probably done here. Loopy lost hard against Lambie because of the disparity in understanding how to stat big Conquest. 100%. I think Loopy's deck choice would have firmly put Lambie's deck choice in the ground. And Lambie definitely just outsnapped him. Well, our opponent had been snapping really well up until this point. We're probably leaving anyways, but as a general point of thumb, anytime you snap and your opponent was going to leave anyways, you definitely messed up. Surely Shanna doesn't screw us here, yes? She's never screwed me before. And she would never choose today of all days to make the first time she does it, right? She would never. Bend over and prepare. Does Shanna seem like the type of girl to be into pegging to you, chat? Never mind, don't answer that. It's a real good one. Okay, so we're kind of hoping Call goes right now. Yikes. Yikes! Yeah, see, chat knows. Pegging is that old British game with the pegs on the table. This might end up being a lose the Nexus, win the game angle here. Because we got a good amount of points here, so we should be above them in both of these locations by a good bit when we go Mockingbird into Gilgamesh Center. Shadow King here is +3, -4, so it's -1. Shadow King is -7, whereas Gilgamesh is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gilgamesh is 16. I guess I could do this, though. And this is 8. And this is 9. And this is 2. So this is 7 plus 8 plus 2 is 17, whereas Gilgamesh is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's only 16. So this is actually more. This is more than Gilgamesh is what I'm counting here. Oh my god, fucking cannonballed. Brutal. Yep, nothing to do about that. Ant-Man, we lost so much, right? Cause it not only moved Cull, but it lost us another 8, yeah? Yeah, GG opponent. Alright, this deck was fun. Gilgamesh is a big boy. I don't know. I don't think I'm sold on Shanna, chat. This deck felt close before the Gilgamesh buff, and it's definitely better after the Gilgamesh buff. But I think Debris is still just better than Shanna. Not only is Debris more consistent in what she does, she gives you a disruptive element, right? Like, imagine if my Shanna in that last game would have put a rock into the opponent's thing, like we had a random card in ours, right? Clogging the other side has a lot of value. So this deck, has good stats on Untapped with Shanna, and I think it probably gets better with Debris. But the Gilgamesh, these 3 cards, Cull, Gilgamesh, Mockingbird, actively help solve a problem this archetype has always had, which is it can't go tall. And I think there's a chance that with 3 big stat sticks, kind of 4, honestly, if you squint, plus Hela getting pulled down a little bit, that this deck can be a real competitor in this metagame. We will definitely revisit this one at some